Good evening. Africa is in a critical condition, and it only takes people who have decided that they need a change to bring a change to Africa. I want you to listen to this video.
Comrades, members of the various SA governments, dear participants in the first sleep of SA heads of state, good morning. It was a great pleasure and an honor to be here today. A blessed date, a memorable date, July 6, 2024, here in Niamey. First of all, let us give thanks to God who made this day possible. We thank Him for everything He has done for us until today, and everything He will do for the people of the AES. Please allow me also to pay tribute to the Nigerian people, these people who have suffered so much since the advent of the CNSP, and who continue to remain standing. Thank you to the Nigerians who gave us a warm welcome yesterday when we set foot on the soil of our homeland here. You are more than friends, you are more than neighbors, you are our brothers, you are our sisters. Because fraternity goes beyond friendship or neighborhood. We have the same blood flowing through our veins. In our veins runs the blood of these valiant warriors who fought and who reserved these lands that we call Mali, Burkina, and Niger. In our veins runs the blood of these valiant warriors who helped the whole world get rid of Nazism and many other scourges. In our veins runs the blood of these valiant warriors who were deported from Africa to Europe, America, Asia, or whatever, and who helped build these states during slavery. In our veins flows the blood of worthy men, of robust men, of capable men. And for this, let us be proud and thank you for being a national of the AES. Africa, this continent which has suffered so much and which continues to suffer because of the imperialists. These imperialists have only one cliché in mind: Africa is the empire of slaves. This is how they see Africa. For them, Africans belong to them. Our land belongs to them. Our basements belong to them. They have never been able to change software until today. It's deplorable. But how does he do it? It is unfortunately since the 1960s that these 6,000 acres of independence were given to Africa. They just placed local valleys at the head, according to them, of their sub-prefecture to be able to continue to supply them. These local valleys that we are going to describe today as living room slaves have no other guide than to seek to live like the master, to satisfy the master, and to do everything that the master dictates. They steal, they plunder our states, take everything to the master, and their wealth is kept with the master. They do everything to live like their master and always satisfy him. When the master commands, they execute. Do you know who these parlor slaves are? We will explain to you what it is. These are individuals who have no dignity, who have no morals, who have no personality. But the slave master always knew how to identify these individuals. They are always ready to betray their brother to satisfy the master. They have betrayed us since independence, and others continue to betray us until today for the benefit of their master. These individuals always continue against all odds to plunder Africa, to help the master to plunder Africa. They like to say it every year. In their economic survey, Burkina is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. All right, if we are as poor as they say. But when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave the place. Why don't they want to leave? Because we take the case of Niger. For more than 40 years, certain countries have exploited uranium to produce energy at home. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are illuminated. It's light. But in Niger, it's darkness. Security that served us. When you go to our states, our soils are drilled all over to search for precious metals such as gold. But often, there is not even the slightest accessible road to reach areas where they exploit some basic social services. This is why we decided to revolt and take the destiny of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples But when we decided this, we were approached by some parlor slaves to give us their master's message, because they had created this sort of polymer chain that sticks up at the head of our states to serve them. And we have come to break the chain, and it's inconceivable for them. They therefore approached us and asked us to join the ranks to form part of the elite who must lead Africa, because they have a trained and formatted elite who must follow, who are embedded in this chain. We refused to join their ranks, and from then on, hostilities began. They have led several mercenaries, trainers, and agents into our areas who have descended into the Sahel to hope to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our populations, to hope to revolt them. In addition to these attacks on the ground, communicational attacks, manipulation, disinformation, etc., are full in their souls. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and we will never be able to manipulate them again. They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We are not going to allow this anymore. People are awake, and people are fighting today, not for ourselves, but for generations to come. And thank you all for the fight that is being fought. It never makes us cry. We are not going to tremble. We will face. We will fight for real independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of the AES, these individuals only have 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local values are only elected in a democratic process, free and transparent to, according to them, their values. What could be more normal that people want to impose this on us because they are the ones who make the rules, all right? We decided to take responsibility for ourselves. This is why on May 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the slaves of Salon and their masters mounted the high horse. They put their local values forward and decided to wage war against the Nigerian people. We therefore said, whoever dares to attack Niger, we will face, because we will wage a merciless war until the last drop of blood for anyone who dares to attack our states. This word, this decision that we had yesterday, is relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow and forever. Thus, the AES was born on September 16, 2023, in a mutual defense architecture. But we found it necessary to extend and enlarge the AES architecture. What brings us together today must allow us to move into other areas in addition to defense, notably finance and the economy, infrastructure, health, education. Anyway, so on. I therefore hope that this moment will be a story for us that we will write for the AES, but especially for Africa and for the whole world. May God enlighten each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks entrusted to us, and above all that, when we carry out all our work, may we have only one thing in mind: the supreme interest of our populations. On this, we pray once again to the good God that He accompanies us all in our various tasks, that He protects our fighters who, thanks to them, allow us to sit here and exchange around the future of our states. So be grateful once again, Nigerian people. Be united and united, people of the AES. Thanks.
Welcome back again. Africa has been suffering for quite some time, for a very long time. Africa has never had peace. Africa has never lived to its capabilities and to its potential. Africa has been dying day by day, and people who are killing Africa, they do not care and they are happy, because at the end of the day, it is none of their business. Whether we stand or we fall down, it's none of their business. So they don't really care about us. They don't really care about ourselves. They don't really care about our issues. They don't really care about our matters. They care about themselves. These are the people that we call masters. And for quite some time, these masters have been using us Africans to destroy Africa. It only takes people who really need a change to bring a change to Africa. It only needs kindness, like of Ibrahim Traore. It only needs generosity like the one that Ibrahim Traore is having. Ibrahim Traore is speaking for Africans. He is speaking for the land of Africa, for the motherland. And when you listen to Ibrahim Traore, you would realize that the words that he is speaking from the deepest part of his heart. He really means good for the continent. He really means good for the land. He really means good for the people. He really means good for a black affair. He really means good for a brother, for a sister, for a mother, for a father. He doesn't lie. When you listen to his speeches, when you look at how he brings out his speeches, you'd realize that this is someone who has love upon the land of Africa, who has love upon the people of Africa. And it is high time that the leaders that we are having, the politicians we are having, it is high time they should decide, they should accept that they have really failed for a long time. It is high time they should accept that a failure has been part of them and they strive for a change. Because if we're not going to strive for a change, look at your child who is still growing. Look at your children's children who are still yet to be born. You have lived in a country, in a continent where you've been oppressed for quite some time. Your children who are coming back after you, they are coming to go through the same system, to go through the same problems. What are you going to do to change that? What are you going to do to make sure it is not happening? You have a decision in your hands. You have been working to satisfy the master for quite some time, and we accept. We have seen it. It is happening. It has been happening. Even today, it is still happening. But I want to tell you something for a fact. Africa is yearning for a change. Africa is looking forward for a change. And a time is coming when we shall not cry anymore. A time is coming when we shall not we shall not be sad anymore. A time is coming when we shall not sympathize anymore. So pray to God as a leader or as a politician, you be amongst people who are going. You be amongst people who are going to be rejoiced for the great change of the land of Africa, who are going to be praised for the great change of the land of Africa. Yearn and strive to be part of the change of the land of Africa. This is your motherland. Protect your motherland with all your powers, with everything you can. You do everything to make sure you're protecting your motherland with anything, every weapon you can take, because we know that it's very hard to have a change. It is very hard. A change does not come easily. It needs people who are going to sacrifice themselves. Sacrifice that money you're being given. Sacrifice that protection you're being given by the master. Sacrifice that care you're being given by the master. Just sacrifice it. Sacrifice it for the land. Sacrifice it for your children's children. Sacrifice for your mothers, for your fathers. Sacrifice for your family, for you to be able to save this land. Because at the end of the day, you will eat that money. You will be happy because you're being taken care of by the master. You will be happy by satisfying the master because you're getting something in return. But at the end of the day, ask yourself, after you are no longer in this world, because we are positioned in this world not to live forever. We have a period of time we are living in this world. But after you have gone, what will people say about you? After you're no longer living, what will people say about you? What are the achievements you will have left behind? What is the speech people will talk about? Like, what are the things people are going to talk about you when you're no more? Are you going to leave people crying and talking bad about you, saying you are a thief, you are someone who really did corruption? Are you going to live and the things you're going to leave behind is people crying about you and complaining about you? It is time to make a change. Africa belongs to us. Africa is ours. Why is it that our children in Africa are crying every day and we pretend that we're not seeing? Why is it that our parents in Africa, they are poor, they are struggling on their daily basis, they work hard, they're not getting anything, despite the hard work that they are putting in every day? They are crying, they are sleeping on the streets, they have nothing to offer, they have nothing to show, they can't even take their children to school, and we are pretending that we are not seeing. We are pretending to be blind, that we cannot be able to see. Why? Why? A change will be brought by you and me. You and me are the people who are going to bring a change to Africa. Ibrahim Traore has stood outstanding. He is exceptional. It is high time as leaders we wake up and support him. Let us not give a blind eye. Let us not give a blind ear. Because at the end of the day, he is fighting for Africa. Can you imagine being fought for when you are in the same continent, you are not fighting? Instead, the person who is fighting for you, you're trying to fight him back also. You cannot give a hand of help. And I tell you, Africans, if we are not going to unite and decide to support people who are fighting for our affairs, who are fighting for our cultures, who are fighting for our matters, who are fighting so hard to make sure that we are coming out successful and we have the respect we are supposed to have, because a white man does not respect you anymore. He doesn't. He has never respected you. He's never going to respect you anytime soon, because if he gives you respect, it means he has to leave your land. That will be a reflection of respect. But because he does not want to leave your land, he can never respect you. He will keep on talking bad about you. He will keep on eating you. He will keep on maybe talking bad behind your back. He will keep on saying how you're not civilized. He will keep on saying how you are poor. You see? So it is time that you need to take a change. They will call you poor. They will still invade in your countries. They are calling you poor and they're living in the same countries. If you are poor, why is it that they cannot leave your country and go to their countries? Because why are they struggling and striving to stay in a continent that is poor? Okay? You need to make a change. You have done enough. You have done enough. Whatever you have done up to this point, let's forget and make a change. Because if you're not going to make a change, if you're not going to decide to be part of the people who are going to make a change, there are people who are coming to make a change for you. And it will be very bad for you to be fighting people who are trying to make changes. And then at the end of the day, you find yourself amongst those people who were trying to make changes after the change has come. Be part of the change. Let us just show love to our people. Let us show love to the land of Africa. Let us show love to our motherland. Our people needs to be shown love. Why is it that you go out of your country to a far country, miles away, to go and satisfy someone, and you know very well you have left your mother behind suffering. You have left your brother and your sister behind suffering. Let us betray love. Let us betray love. Let us show some love. That is what we need. This land has everything. This land is very rich. But we are selling our resources to people who doesn't even care about us. We are selling our wealth to people who doesn't even care about us. They are coming here, they are taking everything away. And we are the one who are helping them to take everything that they are taking away. We are not even feeling guilty. You're not feeling guilty. Why? Because you're being given something. You have forgotten that whatever you're being given satisfies you alone. It is only helping you alone. What about your brother? What about your sister from another mother? What about your mother from another family? What about your friends that you have left behind? Are you going to watch them crying every day? You're not going to take a change. You just want to see them crying and shedding tears, sleeping outside, sleeping angry. Listen to Ibrahim. Listen to what he is saying. He is about love, and he's not fighting for Burkina Faso alone. He is fighting for Kenyans. He's fighting for Nigerians. He's fighting for Ghanaians. He's fighting for Ugandans. He is fighting for people from Cameroon. He's fighting for everybody. He's fighting for you and me. You black person and me a black person. We people from the land of Africa. Ibrahim Traore is fighting for all of us. But we are here. We are seated down. He is fighting. But we just want to be puppets. We just want to keep on satisfying the master who doesn't even care about you. Why can't you see that you're satisfying someone who doesn't even care about you? Someone who is stealing from you. Someone who is oppressing you. But you just want to satisfy that person because that oppression is not coming to you direct. The oppression is coming to your people. But because you, as an individual, a single person, you have been kept safe, you keep on like staying silent on the bad things that are being done by the white people. on the bad things that are being done by the master. For how long do you want to continue living that way? For how long do you want to continue living in that manner? For how long do you want to continue staying under control, staying under rules and regulations that you cannot do this in your own country? You cannot do this in your own state. It is high time we should wake up. It doesn't matter what it takes, but whatever that it's going to take, we should decide to walk by it, because freedom does not come easily. They lied to us. They have given us freedom in the years of 1960s, but up to date we have not seen that freedom. The freedom came by the words. The freedom did not come in action. They left our land. They went to their land, yes, but they still had controls upon us, upon our leaders. They're choosing leaders for us. They're lying to us that we are democratic countries. And the same democracy, we cannot even see it. Democracy that is not helping us. Democracy that is killing us. What democracy is that? They are coming down without us seeing them. They are manipulating our elections. They are manipulating they are manipulating everything. Our leaders, our system of leadership. And then on light, they are telling us we are a democratic country. We are not a democratic countries. Democracy is not in Africa. And even if democracy is in Africa, that democracy is not helping us at all. Because they are still choosing leaders for us. They decide who to lead Africans. Because they want to decide for people who are at least, who can at least help them, or who can at least agree with them, so that they can be able to manipulate that person to continue manipulating Africa, to continue taking Africa through hell. So for how long are you going to do that? For how long are you going to continue allowing that to happen? We have seen African leaders, what they are doing. When they are on the campaigns, they're telling us, we are going to live independent as Africans. But the moment they get on the throne, they change immediately. They start doing the acts of puppets in these countries, and we keep on suffering. Our countries are poor not because we are poor. Africa as a continent is very rich, but poverty has come to our continent, to our land, simply because we have leaders who have decided to sell our properties, to sell our resources, to sell our wealth to the foreigners. That is why we are poor even today. That is why we cannot even, we don't have even power. Even if wars begin right now, we can't even protect ourselves. Because power, we do not have power. We have sold our power. We have sold what belongs to us. And we keep on selling them every day. Africa is rich to an extent. The riches that are in Africa, they cannot be able to end. Because all these years, decades and decades, they've been harvesting wealth from Africa. They've been harvesting minerals from Africa. But the same minerals they've been harvesting, they still do exist in Africa. So, do you think Africa is poor? Africa is not poor. It only needs you to stand. You to look at the people who voted you into government. Look at the people who decided to say that, you know what? President so-and-so is going to lead us. They woke up very early in the morning. They went to the ballot. They placed you into the government. Now, you're turning your back against them. You don't want to hear their cries. The way they're crying every day, you don't want to hear. You've given them a blind ear. You can't listen to them. You pretend that you're not listening. But in real sense, you're listening. Children are crying because they are angry. Their parents are crying because they cannot feed them. Their parents are struggling because they can't find school fees to pay for them in school. Some of them are sleeping outside every night with their children in the cold. They are poor. They cannot do anything. They have nothing even to put to their mouth. Some of them are going 2 days angry. And you are there. You are swimming in money because your master has kept you well. Your master has kept you safe. Now you are safe. You don't care about people who actually elected you into the government. Why can't we have that love within our people? Why can't we be kind? Why can't we be generous? Why can't we humble and come back to people who voted for us into government and tell them, you know what, I have decided I'm gonna work for the people. It takes you to make a decision. Just make a decision. It's easy. Wake up one morning, make a decision. We know threats will come, but nothing good comes on a silver platter. Nothing good comes easy. Msemo wa Kiswahili unasema kwamba ukiona vyaelea jua vimeundwa. So when you see something that is looking good, just know it has been made to be good. So nothing good comes easy. We need to decide. We need to decide. If it's about a change, we are going to bring a change by deciding. Everything takes a decision. Everything takes a decision. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. Have you listened to Ibrahim? He loves Kenya. He loves Uganda. He loves Nigeria. He calls every country in Africa our brothers. He calls them our brothers. Like, he loves everybody. He's just trying to actually embrace the act of love. That is what he's trying to do. So why can't we join hands together and say that this is the kind of a leadership that we want? And even you as leaders, decide. We only need to decide. For how long are we going to suffer? For how long are we going to live this kind of life? So for how long are we going to keep on satisfying these people? Seriously, sincerely speaking, we have to wake up. We have to say no to manipulation. We have to say no to all these things. Support a brother. Why would you allow to be used to kill your fellow brother? We know threats will be sent. Because even Ibrahim Traore, threats have been, they have sent threats to him. They want to kill him, maybe, we don't know. But have you seen him backing off? He's not backing off because he knows that a time is coming when when it only needs a sacrifice for you to achieve something. Africa is going to be a free land. Africa is going to be a very powerful land if all of us will decide to wake up and make a change. A change is what we need. Kindly, everybody who's listening to this message, we need a change. Look at what Ibrahim Traore is doing. Do the same thing. You may not do the same thing as he is doing, but at least do something good for your people. Kindly, do something good for the land, because Africa belongs to us. If Africa dies today, each and every one of us, we will be dead. Our children were taken to slavery. They were extracted from Africa. They were taken to those lands to go and work. Africa is like a land of slaves. It's not a free land. It's a land of slaves. We are being told we have leaders that like we are governing ourselves, but we are like that. We're just like lands of slaves. This is a place where they come anytime they want. They take anything they want, and nobody would ask them anything. Can we put a full stop on that? Because we can, and we are capable of doing it. Ibrahim Traore is a human being like you. He's a human being like you. He's someone who woke up and decided to make a change. Why can't you wake up and decide to make a change? Because a change is what we need, man. Only that. Nothing else. And it takes you to make a change. You and me. We wake up and we say, no, we cannot do this anymore. We can't take it anymore. Because at the end of the day, this land belongs to our parents. It belongs to our ancestors. It belongs to us. They have their own land. Why can't they live in the lands? Why can't they actually stay in their lands? It is not bad to come and tour. It is not bad to come and walk into Africa. But do not come and manipulate Africans. Do not force Africans to live the way you want. That is what we are saying. We are not saying that we hate you. We don't hate anybody. We love everybody. As long as you are a human like me, I need to be able to love you. But an act of love can only be betrayed to someone who is also betraying an act of love. It's a two-way traffic. You love me, I love you. You hate me, I will hate you. Because I cannot love someone who hates me. You respect me, I respect you. Because I cannot respect someone who disrespects me. It is a two-way traffic. When you be generous to me, I'll definitely be generous to you. When you be kind to me, I'm gonna definitely be kind to you. We need these people to be generous to us, to be kind to us, to respect us and understand that Africa belongs to us. It does not belong to them. It doesn't belong to them. It is not their motherland. They have got their own motherland. We have our motherland. Why should they come to Africa and live the way they want? Why should they come to Africa and manipulate us? Why should they come to Africa and enter into our systems of government, try to manipulate our systems of government, and at the end of the day, we are the people who are going to suffer. At the end of the day, we are people who are crying. They are not crying. They are living so well. They are rich. They are powerful. What about us? What about us? It takes you as a leader to make a change. A change will be brought by you. I would want to mention every single president of Africa. And a time is coming when I'm going to mention every single president of Africa, because we need a change. Wake up from your slumberland. Wake up from that bed you're sleeping. We need a change. Stop satisfying these people. At the end of the day, you will satisfy them. But at the end of the day, they're going to kill you, or rather you're not going to get anything from them. Because at the end of the day, when they are done with you, when you are out of government, they will still keep on manipulating they will go on and move on with another person, and you will come back there as a retired president, watching your country in fire, watching your country burning down. And then you'll be telling yourself, I had a chance to make a change. I had a chance to put an end to this, but I did not use that chance. Kindly, let us wake up as Africans. Let us not entertain what is happening in Africa anymore. We need to say no to it. Ibrahim Traore has said no to it. Burkina Faso has said no to it. Other countries like Niger, they are trying to support. They are trying to say no to all these things. Every country, all leaders in Africa, I'm urging you to wake up and say no to this. Say no to this, because we cannot continue staying this way. We cannot continue living this way. A time has come when we have to put an end to this. Let us support those who are fighting for Africa. Let us support for those who are fighting for the motherland. Every other person, those who are fighting for the motherland, work on these YouTubes. The Pan-Africanists who are in these YouTubes, support them. Make them known. Make them go viral. We as Africans, we need all of us to understand that we are fighting, we are on the one battle. A battle of making a motherland a free land, of making Africa as a continent a free land, a land that is free from the captivity of the Europeans, from the captivity of a white man. That is all we need, and that is all we want. So spread the gospel of uniting Africa. Spread the gospel of liberating Africa. That is what we want. We need freedom. We need to govern ourselves. We need to lead ourselves. We need to actually guide our own selves with our resources. If they want our resources, let them come and take it in a good way, because we cannot give them for free. They need to bring something that we give them in return. It should be that way. Not giving them for free. Not even giving them. Not taking it for free. No. No. They need to respect our land. And that respect will come through you. Do not be used, man. You're being used to frustrate your fellow brother. You're being used to manipulate your fellow sister, your fellow mother, your fellow father. It's not cool at all. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. A time has come when we have to bring a change. And a change starts with you and me. Be generous to your people. Be generous to your brothers and your sisters and your parents and your family. Be kind to your people. Be kind to your land. Be kind to your brothers, your sisters, your family. Be kind to your children who are going to come. Your children's children who are yet to come to Africa. So that when they come to Africa, they will live to a free land. And they will be happy forever. And even where you will have gone, even after death, you will live a good life. You will stay at a better place, because you will have done something that everybody will live to remember. Ibrahim Traore's steps are the steps worth to be followed. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm here to give you 10 out of 10 content, and I'm here to actually make people understand that Africa is worthy to be taken care of. It is worthy to be fight for. Adios.